Hey guys, YouTube Bourbon Hundred here. Alright, and now here I am with the second No Mercy retro review that I wanted to make for you guys. And for this one, this is going to be a review for No Mercy 2007. So, yeah, so really just this show, this really took place in like one of the darkest times in the WWE. Like just, yeah, 2007 was just like really just like, oh, this really was just a really horrible time for the WWE. Like 2007 really is like one of the worst years in WWE history. I mean, it's along the lines of like 1995. Just yeah, 2007 was just like a really horrible year, and yeah, and even like just the WWE as a whole was just like really in a slump during this time. Yeah, because after like the Chris Benoit incident earlier in the year, like just after that, just yeah, WWE was just like really in a really massive slump at the time, and yeah, just yeah, and plus yeah, in addition to that, just like the yeah, WWE was really just getting like a lot of negative press, and it was just like becoming like really, really horrible. And yeah, during this time, like there were like about like 10 wrestlers that ended up like getting suspended due to like they were caught like trying to get illegal drugs online. So yeah, there were like several people on the roster that ended up being suspended at the time. So yeah, just yeah, so yeah, WWE was just like really in a black hole at this time, and yeah, and even like the previous month at Unforgiven, like that really showed. So yeah, so yeah, WWE just like was really like in a really terrible knot at this time. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, with this show, I think that like they actually did like put out like a pretty decent, good show right here. Yeah, I mean it wasn't perfect by any means, but I mean, yeah, this pay per view like it was at least like solid enough. Like the main story arcs for the show they did deliver. So yeah, due to the fact that the main storylines on lines going into the show did deliver, I think that I would probably give this pay per view a pass. I mean, yeah, of course, like this um, pay per view really is known for like having like what happened with the WWE title on this night, just like with like the WWE title like changing hands like I guess I should say like 3 times in one night, and plus yeah, and yeah, with it like also being defended 3 times in one night. Yeah, I think this is like the only time that that's ever happened, or at least the first time that it had happened in the WWE. And to my knowledge, I do think that this is still like the only time that it has happened where the WWE title was defended 3 times on a single show, and it even changed hands 3 times during the night. So yeah, this pay per view was is like known for that as well. Yeah, yeah, and even just like for the rest of the show, like I did say, like the main storylines on the show they did deliver here, but yeah, everything else I would say probably really did not turn out really being that great. Yeah, I mean the rest of the show I would say is probably like pretty forgettable edible, not really worth tracking down. But I mean, yeah, due to the fact that the main story arcs of the show they did deliver, I would say that this show like ended up like it is a pass. Like the show is at least yeah, the show did deliver on that part. So yeah, so I really can't really say that this show really did absolutely suck. Like this is probably like one of the better pay-per-views of 2007, which really is saying a lot because yeah, 2007 really was not really known for being a very good year for pay-per-views. I mean, yeah, I mean I've talked about like Royal Rumble and WrestleMania that year, which yeah, those were good shows overall. Yeah, but yeah, then you had like other shows like SummerSlam was really bad, Unforgiven was terrible, and yeah, just and pretty much all the other pay per views of the year were pretty forgettable as well. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, this is like probably one of the more well-known shows of the year, and yeah, and due to the fact that the main story arcs did deliver, I would say that the show overall, yeah, I would give it a pass. All right, so let me just talk about the show. All right, so in the weeks leading up to the show, like the WWE title match that was scheduled for the show was supposed to be John Cena defending the WWE title against Randy Orton, but yeah, of course, like on the previous Raw, that was when John Cena suffered his pectoral muscle. So yeah, so yeah, of course, like the match ended up being canceled, and yeah, as a result, John Cena ended up being stripped of the WWE Championship. And so, yeah, the show then opened up with just Vince McMahon awarding the WWE Championship to Randy Orton. And yeah, during Randy Orton's like a celebration of being awarded the title, Triple H then came out, and then he just ended up like goading Randy Orton and Vince McMahon into Randy Orton defending the title against Triple H right then and there. So then Vince McMahon then made the match. So the first match of the night was Randy Orton defending the WWE Championship against Triple H, and this was a pretty good match right here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a really nice way to really like get the show running. I mean, it did take a while for a match to actually go on. Like Randy Orton's like championship ceremony, we both like lasted like 15 to 20 minutes. So yeah, it did take a while for like a matchup finally happened on the show. But yeah, once it did, yeah, it ended up being a pretty good match. Yeah, I mean, Triple H and Randy Orton really were known for not really having a very good feud with each other. Like, just, yeah, a lot of their matches just like really ended up being like pretty disappointing. I mean, I've talked about like their match at WrestleMania 25, which was a pretty big disappointment. And historically, yeah, their matches really have been known to be disappointing, and just, yeah, they just didn't have very good chemistry. But yeah, on this night they actually did actually uh, yeah, give us good matches here. Yeah, and yeah, I really did enjoy this. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there was, yeah, just went back and forth between the two of them. Yeah, they did end up countering each other's finishers. Like, oh, yeah, Triple H was able to counter the RKO, and yeah, Randy Orton was also able to counter the pedigree. And then it just like went back and forth, then at one point, as Randy Orton was trying to charge Triple H in the corner, yeah, Triple H ended up moving out of the way, and Randy Orton's shoulder hit the ring post, and then Triple H then just rolled up Randy Orton, and he got the pin. So yeah, Triple H ended up winning the WWE Championship. I found it kind of odd that Triple H won like that. I mean, you would have expected Triple H to actually win by hitting the pedigree on Randy Orton, but yeah, Triple H ended up winning just by rolling up Randy Orton. I mean, yeah, I guess probably like they didn't have Triple H do the pedigree, probably just so they could like have save some energy, because of course like this would not be the end of the night for either one of these guys. We would still see more of them throughout the show. Yeah, but yeah, Triple H ended up winning the WWE Championship here. Yeah, so yeah, this was a pretty good match overall. I would give this probably 3.5 stars. A pretty good way to open up the show. Yeah, but yeah, as I said, of course, like this would not be the last we would see of either one of these guys on the show. Yeah. And then next up, then we had a 6-man tag team match. It was Jeff Hardy, Paul London, and Brian Kendrick versus Lance Cade, Trevor Murdoch, and Mr. Kennedy. And I thought that this was solid enough. I mean, yeah, this was basically just added as like a bonus match for the show. Yeah, but yeah, I think that this was fine. I mean, yeah, I mean, it wasn't nothing really too memorable about it, but I mean, it wasn't like anything that was absolutely boring either. Like, it was a solid match. I mean, I really don't remember much from this match. I mean, yeah, it was basically like just all 6 guys just like tagging in and out in the match. Yeah, and then yeah, Mr. Kennedy, he then was battling it out with, I think, Paul London. Yeah. Then as like the other 4 guys were just like battling it out with each other, then yeah, Mr. Kennedy then eventually like hit the Green Bay plunge on Paul London, and then yeah, that allowed Mr. Kennedy to pin Paul London, and yeah, Kane, Murdoch, and Kennedy ended up getting the win. So yeah, this was a solid match, I guess. So yeah, I would probably give that 3 stars. Yeah. And then next up, then we had the ECW Championship on the line. CM Punk defending against Big Daddy V. So, yeah. So this match only lasted 90 seconds. Against it just kind of was going back and forth between the two of them. It was like a Big Daddy V just was beating down CM Punk for the first minute, and then CM Punk made a comeback. And then CM Punk ended up knocking Big Daddy V down with a dropkick, and then just all of a sudden, like Matt Striker, who of course was like managing Big Daddy V, then just ended up coming into the ring and nailing CM Punk, and then that got Big Daddy V disqualified. Yeah, so this is what they do for the ECW Championship, really. Yeah, and plus this was also in CM Punk's hometown of Chicago, so you give CM Punk like a match in his hometown, and this is what you do with him. Yeah, and plus, yeah, this is also what you do for the ECW Championship. Have a freaking 90-second match. I mean, I talked before about like how at SummerSlam 2008, how they like basically had like what 8 seconds, and yeah, they also did it at SummerSlam 2009, where like it was like what a minute. Yeah, and they do it here too. Just this really just shows like how much like ECW was really being degraded at this point. Right? Yeah, and then just after that, then Big Daddy V then just like attack CM Punk some more, and then CM Punk then just had to be like helped to the back by the referees, and then you just saw like the blood coming out of CM Punk's mouth. So yeah, this match only was like 90 seconds. So yeah, I can't really rate the match, but yeah, this was just ridiculous. Like you do this for the ECW Championship and do this to CM Punk in his hometown. Just oh yeah, that was dumb. So yeah, but yeah, like I said, it was only like 90 seconds. So yeah, I can't rate that match. Yeah, but it was ridiculous. It was dumb. Yeah. Then after this, then we had it was a MVP and Matt Hardy competing in a pizza eating contest. Yeah. I mean, yeah. So and during this time, yeah, this was like when Matt Hardy and MVP were feuding with each other. Like for the last couple of months up to this point, like they just like had a bunch of like different competitions. There was like they had like an arm wrestling contest, and yeah, they were supposed to like have a boxing match on Saturday Night's Main Event that year, though MVP had to pull out due to like supposed heart issues, and ended up being like had Evander Holyfield replace him in that match, yeah. And then and we just had like stuff like a basketball contest and a football contest, and yeah, all these like weird, silly non-wrestling contests through the last couple of months up to this point. Yeah. Plus, also at this time, like Matt Hardy and MVP were actually the tag team champions. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, and here like they had like a pizza eating contest, and yeah, you have like Taz hosting it, and yeah, you have like Melina and Maria there to like keep score for the contest. Yeah. Basically, like Matt and MVP, like they had 2 minutes to eat as much pizza as they could. Yeah, they were like eating Chicago deep dish pizza. Yeah, yeah, you just had like the two of them were just like eating the pizza, and then I'm not really sure how it worked to keep score, because it just like it showed like just Matt Hardy ended up like winning this like 2-0. I'm not sure how it works. I mean, like they were trying to pass it off as Matt ate like two slices of pizza and MVP didn't have any, because yeah because MVP was eating pizza, so I really don't know how it works for the score for this, but yeah, Matt Hardy ended up like winning the pizza contest, but then afterwards, then Matt Hardy ended up puking on MVP. Yeah, so yeah, I really don't know like why they did this. I mean, you gave the ECW title match like 90 seconds, but you had time for this, and plus also like with the championship ceremony at the beginning of the show, like that went on for like 15-20 minutes. Like you had time for segments like that, but you only gave the ECW title match at 90 seconds. And plus also just like throughout the show, like a lot of the matches were like relatively short. Like on the show, like there was only like 2 or 3 matches that went over 10 minutes, and there were like 8 matches on the show. So WWE like really like gave a lot of these matches really short times, but they had time to have room for stuff like that on the show. So so this pizza contest, I mean, it was just like kind of confusing how it worked, and plus, it was really just a waste of time. So I'm really not sure like why they even put that on the card. Well, on the show, I guess, not on the card. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, it was pretty much just like a total waste of time. Yeah. Then next up, then we had Triple H defending the WWE Championship against Umaga. This was already a scheduled match for the show going into it, but yeah, since Triple H now won was the WWE champion, Vince McMahon made this match for the WWE title. Yeah, and this match, yeah, this really wasn't too good. I mean, yeah, it was really short. It was only about like 6.5 minutes. Yeah, and I really don't remember much from this. Just like throughout the match, like Umaga was targeting Triple H's ribs in the match, and yeah, Triple H ended up hurting his ribs in the match. Yeah, but then yeah, then after like Umaga then tried to splash Triple H into the turnbuckle. Triple H moved out of the way, and Umaga crashed into the turnbuckles. And then, yeah, Triple H was able to hit a pedigree on Umaga. And then, yeah, Triple H was able to get the pin and retain the championship. Yeah. So I guess, like, this match was, like, pretty short because, like, of course, Triple H would have more duty later on in the show. So yeah, so I guess that's probably why the match was pretty short, and yeah, probably why it didn't really turn out being too good because Triple H was trying to like hold back to like save his strength and energy and stuff. But yeah, still, yeah, it really was not a very good match. So yeah, I would probably give that like 2 stars. Yeah. Yeah. And then next up, then we had Rey Mysterio versus Finlay. And this was a decent match. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a decent enough. Like it was just kind of like a just going back and forth between the two of them, and yeah, and it went on fine. Yeah, I mean, they just like each guy just like pulled out just their various maneuvers throughout the match, and then and yeah, then eventually, like Rey Mysterio was able to gain the upper hand, and then yeah, then we had like this ending to the match that was like really confusing and just really didn't make sense, and it did kind of like was a true like what the fuck ending, where yeah, like Finley was on the ring apron, and then yeah, he was like had his head coming through the bottom rope. Yeah, it was like between the bottom and middle rope, and then yeah, Rey Mysterio then just hit a flying leg drop on Finley, and then Finley then just like fell down to the floor, and yeah, ended up like hitting his head, and yeah, Finley appeared to lose consciousness at that point, and it was just like very unresponsive. So then yeah, the referee then like I just ended up just calling the match, and then he called out for like the doctors and EMTs to come to Finley's aid, and then yeah, Finley was then loaded up onto a stretcher, and yeah, Rey Mysterio was also did look real distraught of what happened to Finley. Of course, like he didn't mean to do for that to happen to Finley, but then yeah, then as a Finley was like being stretchered out, then Finley then just like sat up and then just like went after Rey Mysterio and brutally attacked him. So yeah, they showed that like Finley was just faking what happened to him. So yeah, so so really, just what was the point of this? Like, you really had to go have this happen. I mean, you couldn't have just like have the match end with a decisive winner. Yeah. Plus, yeah, we didn't even like hear the decision for the match. Like on Wikipedia, like in the summary for the match, like it says that after what happened to Finley, like yeah, Rey Mysterio won via referee stoppage, but in the actual results for the show, it just says that it went to a no contest. So yeah, so what was the decision for this match? Like, yeah, they never actually revealed it, and plus, yeah, with Wikipedia like saying 2 different things about it, like it just like makes you scratch your head more. Like, what was the result of the match? Was it a no contest? Did Rey Mysterio win by stoppage? Like, what happened? So yeah, but yeah, it was a solid match until that ending, where it just like really got like what the fuck. And plus, yeah, since like we didn't have an official decision announced, it just really makes you like be even more confused about what the result was. So yeah, so I would probably give that match 2.5 stars. Yeah. Then next up, then we had the women's championship on the line. I mean, the uh, Beth Phoenix. Well, yeah, Candice Michelle defending against Beth Phoenix, and yeah, this really sucked. I mean, yeah, Candice Michelle just really doesn't have wrestling talent at all. I mean, yeah, a beautiful woman, but yeah, a really bad wrestler. Yeah, and this match only lasted like 4 minutes, and yeah, not really anything happened here. Yeah, it was like really bad and boring, and yeah, very forgettable. And then then just Beth Phoenix was able to get the win after she hit like that fisherman a suplex or something on Candice Michelle and was able to pin her. So yeah, Beth Phoenix ended up getting the win. So yeah, so yeah, that match really wasn't good. I give that like 1 star. Oh, and I should also mention that yeah, after the Rey Mysterio Finley match, then it showed like Triple H in the back, like icing his ribs, and then yeah, Vince McMahon then came to Triple H, and then he just said that Randy Orton chose to invoke his rematch clause on that night. So then and Vince also said that the match would be a last man standing match. So yeah, then we would have one more championship match on, well, one more WWE championship match. That's with Triple H defending against Randy Orton in a last man standing match later on. Yeah, yeah. And then next up, after like the women's title match, then we had the World Heavyweight Championship on the line with Batista defending against the Great Khali in a Pujami prison match. So yeah, I haven't really talked about the Pujami prison match before. Yeah, and yeah, this is like a gimmick that really has received like a lot of hate over the years. Like people have just really hated this gimmick. Yeah, and it really is not a very exciting type of match. Yeah, it's like this like foreign and type of steel cage kind of match where yeah you have like the two steel enforced bamboo structures with like the inner structure being 16 feet high and the outer structure being 20 feet high, and and the stipulation for the match is just to win you have to escape through both structures and touch the floor to win. And the previous year, like at the Great American Bash, like there was the first Pujami Prison match. It was supposed to be Great Khali versus the Undertaker, but yeah, the Great Khali like ended up being removed from the match because he wasn't medically clear to wrestle and was replaced by Big Show. That match really didn't turn out very good. Then this was the second one, and of course, like the Batista Great Khali feud. I mean, yeah, it was really terrible. I mean, yeah, you had the Great Khali's horrendous World Heavyweight Championship reign. They had a match for the title at SummerSlam that year, which was absolutely horrible. Yeah, and then Batista won the championship from the Great Khali at Unforgiven the previous month. Yeah, and the Great Khali's rematch was here in the Pujami Prison match, and everybody was really like just saying this match was going to be horrible. Yeah, but surprisingly, the match really kind of worked. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think that like this really did end up being like probably as good as it could have been. Yeah, they actually did kind of make it work here. I mean, yeah, of course, like in the inner structure of the Putami prison, you had like the four doors, which they could like call for the any door to be open, and they had 60 seconds to try to escape through the door. But yeah, as soon as the 60 seconds was up, then that door would be locked for the remainder of the match. As Batista and Khali were battling inside the ring, trying to escape through the inner structure, they throughout the match they just like called for each door to be opened at like different times. Then they were unable to escape through any of the doors. They also like there was a leather strap that came into play in this match. They were just using that on each other. As the Great Khali then like tried to like get a vice grip in on Batista. The Great Khali then like tried to like escape through one of the doors, but Batista ended up striking Khali with a low blow. Yeah, and at one point, as Batista was trying to escape through one of the doors, the Great Khali ended up like just throwing Batista's spine right into the structure. I did like at one point like how like as the Great Khali was like and, like standing on like the ropes as Batista was like up against in a corner of the ring. And yeah, Batista tried to like go for a Batista bomb as Kali was standing on the ropes, but was unable to do it. Yeah. And then yeah, they just ended up like battling back and forth, and then yeah, the Great Khali then pulled Batista off of the cage as Batista was trying to climb over it, and yeah, Batista ended up just like falling back in the ring. Yeah, yeah, and then yeah, then the Great Khali then like tried to, well then yeah, then climbed and over the first structure, and yeah, he was able to like get down to the floor from the inner structure, and then yeah, as Kali was then like climbing to escape the outer structure, then yeah, Batista then like was then started to climb up the uh, uh, inner structure to escape that one as well. Yeah, and then there was a pretty cool moment where like Batista, as after he got over the inner structure, and as the Great Khali then was able to climb over the outer structure, then yeah, Batista then instead of like climbing all the way down, Batista then just like jumped from the inner structure to the outer structure. Yeah, that was a pretty cool moment. Yeah, and then yeah, then Batista then was able to climb over the outer structure as well, and then yeah, then Kali and Batista then were just like racing to reach to the floor, but yeah, Batista was able to get to the floor first. So yeah, Batista was won the match, and Batista retained the World Heavyweight Championship. So yeah, so like I said, I actually do think that this was actually probably as good as it could have been. I mean, the Pajami Prison match has gotten a lot of hate, but yeah, they actually did seem to make this work. Yeah, and this was probably like one of the Great Khali's best matches. I mean, yeah, Great Khali has really gotten a lot of hate, but yeah, this was actually like one of his better matches, and probably like one of the best things that you'll probably see him in. So, yeah. So, yeah. So it was a. So I do think that this was probably as good as it could have been, and yeah, they did make it work. So yeah. So I would give that match probably 2 3/4. Yeah. Right. And then we got the main event, the WWE Championship on the line in a last man standing match with Triple H defending against Randy Orton. So like I already said, like Triple H and Randy Orton have been known to have like some pretty disappointing matches with each other historically. And yeah, they just didn't really have really good chemistry. But yeah, the match they had at the beginning of the show, it was pretty good, and this match was even better. Like this was like a really good to even great match. I mean, yeah, this was probably Triple H and Randy Orton's best match with each other, and this was probably the only match that people could really say was great. Yeah, this really just was a this really was very enjoyable. Like, yeah, there was a lot of weapon use in the match. Yeah, they were like fighting on the outside of the ring a lot. Yeah, I mean there was like use of like the steel steps and steel chairs and a bunch of stuff in the match. Yeah, yeah. There was like one spot in the match where they were like fighting in the announce table area, and yeah, yeah. Triple H like was like being dominated by Randy Orton for like the first several months of the match, and then yeah, Randy Orton then was like attempting to RKO Triple H through the announce table, but then yeah, Triple H was able to like counter it, and then just like threw Randy Orton through another one of the announce tables. Yeah. Yeah. And then yeah, then Triple H was then just nailing Randy Orton with a bunch of weapons, like with a steel chair and the steel steps and stuff, and yeah, but yeah, Randy Orton was able to get back up before the count of 10. Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, then yeah, Triple H was also like being beaten down by Orton with some weapons, and Triple H was able to get up before the 10 counts as well. So yeah, and then there was like one point in the match where like Randy Orton like hit both a DDT and an RKO on Triple H through a steel chair. Yeah, and then yeah, that ended up like busting Triple H open. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, Triple H was, of course, like able to get back up once again before the count of 10. Yeah, yeah, and then yeah, they then like spilled to the outside of the ring again, and then yeah, then Triple H then ended up like nailing Orton with a chair, and then yeah, then at one point, like as Orton like was just like his head was just like caught like in between the gap of the steps, then like Triple H then just nailed Orton's head right then and there with a steel chair. Yeah, yeah. And then yeah, then they went to the on top of the announce table again, and then yeah, Triple H then like tried to like hit a pedigree on Randy Orton on the table, but then yeah, Randy Orton was able to counter that into an RKO, and then Randy Orton then just got back into the ring, and yeah, he was able to get up, but yeah, the referee was counting out Triple H, and Triple H was like tried to like get up and get back into the ring, but yeah. Triple H couldn't get up in time, so yeah, Triple H ended up being counted out, and yeah, Randy Orton then was like crowned the new champion, and yeah, he regained the title. So yeah, Randy Orton won the WWE Championship twice in one night. So yeah, history was made in multiple ways on this night. So yeah, like I said, this match was like really, really good to great, and yeah, this was really like the only Triple H Randy Orton match that really was great. So yeah, so like I said, yeah, this was better than the match that they had to open the show. Yeah, and yeah, just a really good to great match. So yeah, so I would give that match probably 4 stars. So even if you don't like the Triple H Randy Orton feud, and really you do like see like how disappointing it is historically, if you haven't seen this match before, check this out. This shows that they were capable of having great matches, and yeah, it's just a shame that this was really the only one they had. Yeah, but still overall a great match. Yeah. So overall with the show, I would probably give it a 7 out of 10. I mean, like I said, main matches on the show delivered, like with the two Triple H Randy Orton matches, and yeah, with the World Heavyweight Championship, yeah, the Butch Person match, like I said, that probably ended up being as good as it could have been. Yeah, everything else on the show really is not that good, but yeah, due to like the main matches of the show, they ended up delivering. I would give the show a pass. So yeah. So yeah, not a great show, but yeah, still overall I would say a good one. So if you haven't seen it before, I would at least say check out like the main matches of the show. Check out the two Triple H Orton matches, and yeah, even if like you don't like the Pujami Prison match, I would say yeah, it was as good as it could have been. So yeah, I would say that's probably at least worth a viewing if you do at least want to see how it can work. So overall, I would give the show a pass. Alright, so I guess that does it for my review of No Mercy 2007. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. But before I go, oh, I did tell you guys before that I did have something planned this year for Halloween. And yeah, before I go, I guess I will announce to you guys now what my plans are this year for Halloween. So yeah, so if you have like watched me during Halloween time, I usually do dedicate it to like Halloween related reviews. Like I've like reviewed like Halloween specials and horror movies and Halloween themed movies, and yeah, just stuff that like revolves like or would people would associate with Halloween. So yeah, and that's what I'm going to do this year. I'm going to make some more Halloween reviews. But this year, I'm going to kind of like do something a little bit different than what I usually do. I mean, well, it is kind of be different, but it also is sort of going to be similar to what I did last year. Last year for Halloween, what I did was I just reviewed like some TV Halloween specials, and it usually was like Halloween specials from like kid shows, and yeah, just like shows, kind of like just yeah, kid related Halloween specials. And this year is going to be kind of similar. This year, what I'm going to do for Halloween is I'm going to be reviewing like kid related kid Halloween related movies. Like, what I mean by that is it is going to be like movies that people would kind of associate with Halloween. Now, really, like, would be watched by a lot of kids. Like, it's not necessarily like just for kids. Like, I will like reviews like some movies that probably a lot of adults would watch, but yeah, they would also be like some movies that kids would probably watch a lot too. Like pretty much anything like going up to a PG rating is like something that are like films and stuff that I would review for this. Yeah, it's really is just going to be like kind of just like uh, films that like have sort of like a Halloween related theme, pretty much like something that like has like a creature or a monster that really like people would associate with Halloween, whether it's like with vampires or um, witches or ghosts or yeah anything like that. Like any sort of like Halloween type of creature or like like that. There's a movie like related to like that a specific Halloween related creature, yeah, those are going to be like the kind of movies that I'll be reviewing this year for Halloween. So yeah, I'll be making reviews just like from now up until like Halloween. So that's what I'm going to be doing this year for Halloween. So yeah, if you don't really like understand like what I'm really talking about, just you'll see as I progress on with these Halloween reviews. So yeah, so those are going to be my plans for Halloween this year. So yeah, so stay tuned for those coming up. All right. So yeah, but anyway, so yeah, so those are going to be my plans for Halloween. So yeah, I hope you guys tuned into those, and I hope you guys did enjoy this review. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.